Okay, well, I just got done making the video about the Super Bowl. I talked a lot about the Black Panther theme. Beyonce did the whole Black Panther stuff at the halftime show. She even wore the thing in tribute to Michael Jackson. Whatever, tons of stuff with it. But they both have the X on. Beyonce in the song, they even formed the X. Bruno Mars wore all black with the gold chains. Just tons of black versus white kind of stuff. But anyway, I mentioned in this song, they formed the X. And when you think about it, the X in our language is the 24th letter. So in simple gematria, X equals 24. But in Roman numerals, X equals 10. And the score ended up being 24 to 10. They both coincide with the letter X. And I also talked forever about how the Super Bowl was coded to the 1985 Bears, who won Super Bowl 20, which was Super Bowl XX. I even talked about Malcolm X and how the X in his name symbolizes his true African name, not his slave name. The slave name was Little, so his real name was Malcolm Little. Little equals 24 in gematria, just like X. The word Malcolm even adds up to 24. I even then mentioned about the play where Cam Newton easily could have jumped on the ball and then he didn't. And then somehow the Broncos got the ball on the 4-yard line in the fourth quarter with 4:04 left. It was also the Panthers' fourth turnover of the game. And literally, if you write out the word 4, it adds up to 24. Black quarterbacks are now 2-4 in Super Bowls. But there's something significant about this, the 24 or the X symbolism. Just the other day, we got this article about rapper DMX, who was found unconscious at the Ramada Inn in Yonkers, New York. DMX is literally all about the dog theme. We have Lupercalia coming up soon. Tomorrow, actually. He's also refers to himself as X a lot. Even has a song, X Gonna Give It To You, or whatever. But, super interesting, he's in the news now. There's an X theme going on here. Literally, the song X Gon Give It To Ya, it's actually a single that came out on the Cradle to the Grave soundtrack, but he also put it on his studio album called Grand Champ. And then look at the track number, X Gon Give It To Ya, track number 24. Also, Grand Champ in gematria is 85. Just once again, the reference probably to the 85 Bears. Lots of other stuff with that. That's the year Back to the Future begins. Like I said, he barks like a dog. He has a big dog theme. Where my dog's at and stuff. He even has the album called The Year of the Dog. And I mean, Lupercalia was super significant all year this in 2015. Lots of stuff coded to it. It's a festival, a Roman festival, where they celebrate and sacrifice a wolf or a dog. It happens every year on February 13th through the 15th. And it's to celebrate the she-wolf who suckled Romulus and Remus, the founders of Rome, and whatnot. But anyway, as I was looking up DMX last night, the trailer for DeadPool came on the TV, and it literally has the song X Gonna Give It To You on the trailer. I mean, what are the odds of that? And the movie comes out on February 12th, today, Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Abraham Lincoln would have been 207 years old. But go figure, this movie is about a guy who has cancer, and then literally they turned him into a superhero and whatnot. We've had all that stuff ever since Obama gave his speech about the curing cancer. Like, all of a sudden, celebrities dying all over the place of cancer, David Bowie and whatnot. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Tons of cancer stories. Obama's the 44th president. He ran on hope. That adds up to 44. Cancer equals 44. Chemo equals 44. Lupercalia that I'm talking about, the dog festival, wolf festival. Lupercalia adds up to 44. It also begins on the 44th day of the year. The guy's real name in this movie is Wade Wilson, and then he becomes DeadPool. Wade Wilson equals 44. Interesting, I've talked a lot about earthquakes as well. Earthquake equals 44 and 107. DMX was found in Yonkers, New York. Yonkers equals 35, 44, and 107. Deadpool is even a reprise role for Ryan Reynolds after the movie X-Men Origins Wolverine. So, I mean, literally, it has the X theme and also the Lupercalia all in one. So, interesting movie. I kind of want to go watch it now. Even though I don't understand anything about it, it just, to me, looks just like Spider-Man. Maybe Spider-Man looks like him. I don't know who came first or what. It just looks like a ripoff of Spider-Man and a Ninja Turtle or something. Also interesting, we have the movie X-Men Apocalypse that's coming out in 2016. We even have Captain America Civil War, and then Batman vs. Superman, the two good guys fighting each other, the domestic violence type theme. It's pretty ridiculous. Plus, the Broncos just won the Super Bowl, the white Bronco, the white horse, the pale horse. Interesting, in Revelation 6:8, so I'm talking about in regards to the X-Men Apocalypse. Revelation 6:8 is when they talk about the pale horse and the rider named Death. Death equals 38, Colorado equals 38, it's the 38th state. The Super Bowl was played on the 38th day of the year. It talks about Death and Hades. They were given the power over a fourth of the earth to kill by sword, famine, plague, and by the wild beasts of the earth. So something to think about. Interesting that it's Revelation 6:8, because I've talked a lot about the assassination of Obama. Barack Obama in Gematria adds up to 68. The Super Bowl was 68 days before the 151st anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's death. You can come read all of this. There's a whole bunch of 99 and 68 connections, and this 151 fits in there as well. The first president to die in office was even 68 years old. He was the 9th president. If Obama dies, he will be the 9th president to die in office. So the first president to die was 68 years old. He was the 9th president, and then Obama will be the 9th president to die. He also died on 4/4. Barack Obama's the 44th president. I mean, tons of stuff in regards to it. So just interesting that Revelation 6:8 is the one who mentions the pale horse in Revelation. Also, DMX in Gematria equals 14 and 41. Super Bowl equals 41. If you write out the word 14, it adds up to 41. Earl Simmons is his real name. Just interesting. Earl Simmons equals 48 and 138. Not sure if it means anything, but 24 plus 24 is 48. Not exactly sure what the 138 would represent either. He is found unconscious on this day. If you add it up, it adds up to 46. Talked about the Super Bowl being coded to the Chicago Bears of 1985. Chicago equals 46. They beat the Patriots with 46 points using the revolutionary 4-6 defense. This year was the 46th modern era Super Bowl. Peyton Manning has only won 2 Super Bowls now. The first one was against the Chicago Bears, and this one was against the team coded to the Chicago Bears. In the video, they said a witness said it was a drug overdose, but DMX's ex-wife said it was an asthma attack, which adds up to 28, 37, and also 46. They took him to St. Joseph's Medical Center in Yonkers. St. Joseph's adds up to 41 and 131, just like the word Super Bowl. I really can't help but remember this when he was supposedly supposed to fight George Zimmerman in the boxing match, but then nothing came out of it. I'm sure, that probably has something. I didn't look that much more into it. They never ended up fighting because DMX said he never actually agreed, and then it got canceled. Interesting, though, right there. 2/4/2014 was when TMZ had it on there. I never noticed that. 2/4/2014. Just another 24 reference. Also, in regards to the X theme, don't you find it a little weird that they just released a new season of the X-Files? It's season 10. Literally, the first episode came out on January 24th, the 24th day of the year. Remember, X equals 24, and Roman numerals, X equals 10. So season 10 starts on the 24th day of the year. I mean, come on. What are the odds? I haven't put it all together yet, but I know that Kobe Bryant is involved in this as well. You know, he wears the number 24. He used to be the number 8. I've made lots of videos on Kobe Bryant, and like even his 81-point game is all coded to this year and whatnot. But Kobe just scored 38 against Minnesota on 2-2. Interesting. The 33rd day of the year, literally played 33 minutes. But I mean, it's relentless with Kobe Bryant. He was even drafted to Charlotte, where the Panthers played. Also boarded Philadelphia, tons of connections to Philadelphia this year. He's 37. Chicago, the small way, equals 37. I don't know. I'm going to keep looking at it, check out the All-Star game. But I even seen Zach LaVine won the Rising Star Challenge MVP tonight. I mean, give me a break. Andrew Wiggins won it last year. Now his team, and he won the slam dunk contest. And now this year, Zach LaVine wins the Rising Star Challenge MVP. And he's not a teen wolf anymore. But it's still just interesting that it's kind of like a role reversal. Anyway, some of the first videos I ever made on YouTube were about the letter X. I talked a lot about X equaling the Antichrist. X equals time, even like multiplication, 4 times 4, whatever, 5 times 2. Just the X represents time. You even have like stuff like X marks the spot, Generation X. I think I even talked about D-Generation X and wrestling and X-Pac and whatever with Planet X. Christmas, the X in Christmas equals Christ, so Christ equals X. It's also Chi or whatever, the Greek letter, the 22nd Greek letter. The Super Bowl had a lot of 22s in it as well. The play that Cam Newton could have jumped on the ball, it was recovered by TJ Ward. TJ Ward in Gematria equals 22. And then the next drive for the Broncos, number 22, CJ Anderson scored the 22nd point with 3:08 left. Manning's now 2-2 in Super Bowls. So I don't know. It's in there. It's part of it. Maybe we'll start seeing it a little bit more. I thought of maybe Grover Cleveland. It has something to do with him because he was the 22nd and the 24th president. Interesting, he died at the age of 71. If you write out Super Bowl 50, it equals 71. So maybe a lot more to him. Remember I talked about the Moses theme. He was even named after Moses Cleveland. The guy who Cleveland, Ohio was named after. There's a whole Moses theme in the Super Bowl. Moses equals 71. The 10 Commandments equals 71. Levi's stadium was where it was played. Moses was in the tribe of Levi. Also remember talking about X-rays because you see inside yourself, right? The kingdom of heaven is within you. The chemical element Rontgenium was named after Wilhelm Rontgen. And he invented X-rays, or they were called Rontgen rays. But interesting, Rontgenium, the atomic number, is 111. This number, very interesting number in regards to Queen Elizabeth and whatnot. I'm going to kind of skip over it a little bit, but if you write out this word, 111, it adds up to 81 in Gematria. Just really interesting, Peyton Manning in his 18th season. Where's number 18? Remember the first play of the Super Bowl was Manning threw his first pass to number 81, Owen Daniels, for 18 yards to the Denver 38. The Super Bowl's even on a date numerology of 18, which once again reminds me of Kobe Bryant and his 81-point game. Kobe scored his 81 on a game that was on 122. The Lakers scored 122 points. Kobe scored 81, so the rest of the team scored 41 points. In Gematria, Kobe Bryant equals 41, just like the word Super Bowl. Also, interesting, if you take the first prime number and the 22nd prime number, 122, it adds up to 81. It was also the Lakers' 41st game of the season that year. Even the Lakers' 22nd win on the 22nd day. But anyway, they were down by 18, and then they came back and won by 18. Kobe was 18 of 20 on free throws. He missed 18 shots. It was even against the Raptors. Raptors equals 71. Interesting. That's where the NBA All-Star Week is. Just lots of coding to Kobe Bryant. But running out of time, I'll make another part. See you in part 2.